Hannah's back!
Hi!
She's back!
I'm back!
Do you want to watch them?
What?
Watch the vlogs. I'm going to just tell you guys up front, this is going to be probably one of the easiest builds ever. You're going to be able to do this with your kids. Real simple. Okay. One of the best parts about this project is you literally don't have to take them apart. You don't have to do anything but make them dirty. All you need is shoe polish, brown, black, a spray bottle with water, and a toilet paper roll. Maybe some reference. Alright, so let's get them dirty. I can already tell that the hardest part is going to be actually getting the shoe polish into all the crevices, so a paintbrush will definitely help you along the way. A couple things that I think are really important as you're kind of doing this process is let some areas dry a little bit, rub your fingers on it, start to take away some of it before it fully dries, and take your time. Do one area at a time. That way you can ensure that every area is getting the same level of attention. And the biggest thing is to not worry about if it looks right at any given moment. Just keep playing, and if you like an area, you know, keep it. If you don't like an area, keep working. You can look at reference material, but like let the piece kind of direct you also. I mean, if there are lines and there are grooves and stuff, unless you want to take the time to fill those, which you could, or you can let it become part of the thing itself. And in the end, I think it's more interesting that way, when you allow the piece to kind of be what it is. You know, it's got a story to tell when you look at it. Now, as I'm working, I'm also kind of consciously thinking it's going to be dirtier. The lower you go, the dirtier he's going to be. So his feet and everything and the bottom are going to be dirty. And then as we're going up, he's going to be getting cleaner and cleaner. And the top of his dome will be relatively clean. I kind of figure anywhere that's going to have like an undercut, where that's like a ridge, dirt's always going to kind of fall underneath there and get caught. So those are the areas that I'm kind of concentrating on making sure get a lot of dark. And like I said, don't underestimate the power of just leaving a little bit, you know, just putting it in really quickly and then just wiping it off with your finger or with a rag or something. You know, over time it's going to start building up dimension to the dirt. It's going to start looking more real with every pass. Also, I started off with the brown on the legs, and then I went back to the black. On this, I have certain areas that I want more defined out before I begin, so that's why I'm doing it with the black first. Okay, on this undercarriage part, I really want it kind of grimy under here. Once again, I want to go like the lower you are on R2D2, the more kind of just grimy and dirty and awful he's going to be. And then as you go up, he gets a little cleaner along the way. So I want to take a moment to talk about something really quick. One of my favorite moments in all of cinema, not just Star Wars, not just the movies, everything, was an interaction between this guy right here and Yoda. He was a puppet designed and worked on by Jim Henson Studios, and the puppeteer Frank Oz was a talent. But specifically, I wanted to talk about Jim Henson for a minute. For you young artists out there, if you're looking to model yourself after somebody, he was not only an amazing puppeteer, a great artist, he supported the arts, he supported artists, he tried to inspire, and just all around an amazing person. So, you know, if you guys are ever bored on YouTube, look up Jim Henson, really look into him, and don't just, it's not just about the Muppets, he did a lot of great stuff, and he was a great human being. Okay, so R2 is really getting close to doing the brown stage, and as you can see, it's not really well thought out. It's just kind of playing, right? So, and the same on the back. You know, just leaving a bunch of gruff. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be pretty.
Do you have any plan for the next project we're doing?
Good question. The next project is going to probably be a art project that has nothing to do with Star Wars. Probably a sculpture or a painting, much more fine arts kind of, you know. And I think we might do multiple paintings. Maybe you can do a painting, I can do a painting, and, you know, see how it goes.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like what R2D2 looked like from that one scene where they're at the place where Luke meets Yoda, that one like foresty place.
Okay, so for little details where like the oil's running or whatever, all I'm doing is just putting a little bit of paint on a brush that has kind of loose bristles like that, and I'm just picking areas and just lightly letting it touch and then pulling it down.
What's your favorite toy that you've beat up so far?
Favorite toy I beat up so far? It's always going to be the one I'm working on. It's just the way it works. Okay, so this part is kind of crucial. The top of his dome takes the polish difference. So what I did is I wet it and before I put it on, and then I brushed it around with a just a brush real quick. And now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of drying the excess on there so that there's kind of like a thin layer of shoe polish on there, and that's probably the look that will work best for this. Do you think this is a pretty easy project? You think kids could do this alone or with their parents?
I'd say if you have some shoe polish and water, then yeah.
Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm taking a paint marker and I'm adding where the paint is getting chipped off of R2, like where he would get scratched up or dinged up.
And what color are you using to make these sketches?
I'm using silver. And the reason that we're doing this, it's kind of like the TIE Fighter, that, you know, from far away or whatever, these are the areas that would kind of rub off in real life. So it's just another layer of realism that we're kind of throwing onto it. This step isn't necessary. I like it. I think it's cool.
But I think it turned out really, really cool. In my perspective, I really like the way it turned out. You can leave a comment below.
Do you want to watch the vlogs?
Yeah.